Innocent until. But y'all might fire me for this video. And obviously it's a little longer, so let's go ahead and get to it. Oh my God. Innocent until the universe, which I don't even believe in all that stuff. Shout out to those who do. Did not want me to get y'all this video, man. This is my third time trying to record it, brody. How y'all doing, man? It is a rainy day. Very rainy Friday in Miami, Florida. It is 12:27. And we have, I'm sure by now you all know, some substantial breaking news in the Idaho 4 case. I personally am not going to tell you, but if I did, you would know the irony, you know what I mean, unless you watch my videos frequently. Welcome to Innocent Until. If you're new here, a lot of you say, hey man, this is my first time on your channel. I check the analytics. I get more viewers from search engines and whatever than I do from subscribers. I don't know if that's because you subscribe and then just be like, I'm out of here, or because, you know, the algorithm isn't telling you, hey, the dude dropped a new video. I don't know. But man, I'm just grateful for anybody who checks out my content. Shout out to y'all. Listen, ain't gonna be no storyline, ain't gonna be no background in this one. I might change my mind. Obviously, you'll know if you do, but we're just gonna talk in this one, guys. I read the response, man. I read the legal document typed up by Ann Taylor and her team. It says Bryan C. Kohlberger, but speaking for him, Ann C. Taylor, you know, it says that in litigation terms, but that's what it says. Has all of the proper litigation things at the top of it: plaintiff, defendant, respondent, whatever. I'm not going through all that. It's out there for you to read. I may actually put that in the background. I may link it. You can find it, man. It's out there. I actually had trouble finding it at first. At first, I was only seeing the news sources, the media reporting. Bryan Kohlberger's air quotes alibi is that he was out driving the night of the Idaho 4 slayings. But I was looking for the legal documents. I was looking for the motion, the response, because I want to read it in Ann Taylor's words, and I had a problem finding it at first, but I did, and I read it, and I'm going to talk about that, guys. I'm also going to talk about, Lord willing, something that may help this defense, this air quotes again, alibi that was said by Bryan's neighbors long ago. Now, I don't know if Ann Taylor, very smart lady. I've said this 1,000 times. She's also remembering that. And so, you know, tying those two together. But, you know, I'm going to talk about as much as I remember. And at the end of the day, I'm going to forget some things that by the time I start to edit this video and get it to you guys, I'm going to be like, why didn't you say that? You know what I mean? I might add some of them in there. Shout out to you guys who interact in the comment section, man. I read all of the comments. Last night I actually went to the video, you know what I mean, because someone said something that I wanted to see, and I seen comments that I didn't even get a notification for, so I just responded to those, and it let me know, hey man, some of the comments I'm not even seeing. So if I don't respond to your comment, and by response I mean I try to actually respond to all of them, but obviously I do have a life, but I at least try to, you know, heart them, like them, etc., to let you know. That's not saying that I agree with it. That's me showing you, you know, I appreciate you even watching my videos and my content and interacting with it. You know what I mean? Whether I agree or not, that's another conversation. But this isn't an amen corner, or, you know what I mean, anyway. And me agreeing or disagreeing with your perspective and your opinion doesn't substantiate it. So I want you to know that I'm cognizant of that. And, you know, you should be cognizant of that. And it works both ways. The truth doesn't require any of our agreement. You know what I mean? And our opinions don't require anybody to agree with them. We're all free to have our own opinions. Perfect segue, if you ask me. I think for me, one of the saddest things about this generation that we live in, and maybe humanity has always been like this, and just having relationships with people, man, is that we live in a world where people, the adults specifically, man, can't stomach the fact that everyone won't agree with them, right? It's like we have our minds made up. It doesn't even matter if we're right or wrong. Not to us. We are right. We have our minds made up that we're right, and we're only going to see and hear things that attest to what we've already made up our minds to believe. For me, that is absolutely unfortunate, man. If you watch all of my videos, you've heard me say this before. No matter how passionately and assuredly I talk about anything, the only thing I'm 100% convinced about is Jesus the Christ. I'm not going to repeat that. I hope it's settled in your mind and your spirit the first time I said it, because I mean that, and I felt that way, if not all my life, for a very long time. There are many things that I'm passionate and assured about, you know what I mean? But I've never believed that just because I believe them, that makes them true, unless we're talking about Jesus Christ. I encounter so many people, man, and it hurts my spirit, it burdens my spirit, it makes me sad that they just make up their minds about something, and the truth that they could even possibly wrong could be in front of them, stalking them, shadowing them everywhere they go, and they will ignore it. I want to say that obviously this has happened in this case on one side of it. People who, are drawn to my content are not the Bryanators. I will say that. I don't see many Bryanators in my Facebook group, on my Twitter, on my YouTube page, on my TikTok. I don't see many Bryanators on my platforms. I see people of two categories. You either believe Bryan is innocent. Well, I'm not going to say two, but several categories. You either believe Bryan is innocent, you believe he was framed, or he didn't have anything to do with it, or you believe that, you're going to wait like me until the evidence comes out and what happens in trial. You don't know. You haven't made up your mind yet, right? But the other side, the Bryanators, if you ask me, they are clearly on the side of the people that they know he's guilty, knowing they don't know he's guilty, which is ridiculous to me. Like, it's ridiculous and it's very hypocritical. I've gone over that in my videos. I'm not going to rehash it. If that was your child or your loved one, that would not be how you wanted this situation handled. I want to say, guys, respectfully and kindly, I think some of you guys on the Bryan is innocent side are the same. I don't see you being as harsh, as disrespectful, as aggressive for no reason whatsoever, as verbally assaulting or violent or whatever word you want to call that, put it there, abusive. I don't see you doing that like the Bryanators, because you can't even say Bryan might not be guilty without them delving into calling you names. And I have so much to say about that you guys don't want to hear, so I'm not going to go there. I'm just not even going to offend my audience. But I'll say this. As much as we're told to believe a certain demographic is harmless and harmful, the people that are always being verbally abusive and disrespecting people and calling you names and cursing you out from the Bryanator side, they come from that supposedly always and 100% harmless demographic. I'll say that and leave it alone, because somebody needs to start calling y'all ass out and not giving y'all a pass just because y'all belong to a particular demographic. You see how quick my voice got a little short there and the anxiety kicked in? Because I don't like BS, and I don't like having to talk around it because people can't stomach the truth because it's offensive to them. I don't like that. It pisses me off. If I'm on BS, you ain't got to sugarcoat it or water it down. You can tell your homeboy, cowboy, you on some BS. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. You don't got to preface it with nothing. My partners, they would tell you, you can straight out tell me, yo, bro, you bugging. That's just the bottom line. Ain't nobody finna water nothing. You ain't no 2-year-old. And I despise that we live in a world full of adults like that. But that's how they come from the Bryanator side. But I still want to say respectfully, I'm seeing some of that with you. I know Bryan. There's no way that you know they know he's guilty. There's no way you know he's innocent unless you were with Bryan that night. And according to what Ann Colbert, I call her that in the last video too, Ann Taylor just said in her new response motion, Bryan, there's nobody that can corroborate Bryan's alibi that night. There's nobody. That's what she said, his lawyer, his attorney, the one that's fighting for his life in his case. She said nobody can corroborate where Bryan was while he was driving that night. So guys, I have to tell you, I'm not trying to be mean to you. I like to be straight up, damn it, because we're adults. You shouldn't run from the damn truth just because it doesn't fit what you've already made up your mind to believe. That's bullshit. If you want justice and you want truth, then that's what you have to pursue, not the idea that your ass is right just because you've already made up your damn mind. And Taylor, the attorney that's fighting for his life, said nobody can corroborate Bryan's story about where he was at that night. So how the hell do you know? You don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend your grown ass because you don't like to hear the truth. You don't. Stop running around here saying you know he's innocent. You know he was. You don't know that. You believe it. And if me saying that offends you and makes you unsubscribe, then the hell with it. Because 4 people were murdered. And if his ass was involved, then his ass needs to face justice. That's just the bottom line. You can't go around here calling out the Bryanators, acting like they're wrong for acting like they know something they don't know, while you running around here doing the same damn thing. We don't know. We all believe what we believe about the damn case, and that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. The only people that know if Bryan did it or is the people that was with him that night, if Bryan didn't do it, the people that actually did? Those are the people who know. The rest of us are speculating our asses off. And I'm hoping with all of the self-righteousness, and I hope it is pure righteousness that is floating around with opinions about this case, amongst us are some people who actually want real justice, no matter who's guilty and no matter who's innocent. Now, I'm going to calm my ass down because it just pisses me off, like I said, that adults are so self-damn righteous and they'll swear that what they want is justice, and they'll forget about these 4 murdered young adults. They'll forget about their loved ones that are suffering, and it happens in case after case. You don't care anything about that because you just want to be right. I don't have no damn agenda. You're going to eventually unsubscribe from me. You're going to eventually stop watching my content and my videos if you come for agenda. I don't have no damn agenda outside of humanity being okay. That's my only damn agenda. I live for that. I'll be glad when my time is up so I can get the hell away from here because humans piss me off. I want to go be with my Lord. That's just the bottom line. I want to finish my job here and get the hell on. I don't like being around humanity, man, because it's so much BS. People don't even care about people. We just do a great job of pretending. Let me get to this damn case. I'm already 10 minutes in. I made this video last night, man. I was upset. I see the case at like 11 and 12 o'clock. I see like, Bryan is, giving his air quotes alibi, and it is, damn, this car pulled up behind me and I didn't even realize it could have got me. Jeez, I had to pay more attention. That kind of bothers me. It is that he was driving around the night of the Idaho 4 murder slayings. I was mad as hell. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm thinking about putting a clip of the video that I made, last night in here so you can see how I was mad at Ann Taylor. I was mad at Bryan because I'm like, damn it, I've been championing, number one, Ann Taylor, I've been championing the hell out of you. Bryan, I've been running around here believing more and more that your ass either ain't guilty or been framed like hell. Whether you was actually in on the murders or just a patsy setup, I just been running around here thinking based on what we have seen and what we haven't seen from your team and from the prosecution team, that your ass was either not involved at all or you was involved but you was set up. Which either way, it still, in a sense, makes you somewhat of a victim. And then we come out with this damn alibi that your ass was driving. Like, hold up, 4 people were murdered. You are locked up for it, and you want us to just accept the fact that your ass was driving that night? Are you high, sir? Is Ann Taylor high? Ain't nobody on your defense team say, hold the hell up. We can't go to the public with this. We can't go to the courts with this. Damn it, we might need to make something up here. This don't make no damn sense. I likened it, and this is the part that I may put in here from the video I made that you guys are most probably not going to get, because I had to, once again, it's not about being right. It's about chasing true justice. That video was like, damn, I just jumped out the window emotionally because I seen, but then when I had time, that was last night, this is today. I had time to see some things, review some things, what his neighbor said. I had the time to find the actual motion and read it, and then pieces started to click. But before I did all that, what I likened it to was Ann Taylor being like a Michael Jordan or LeBron James in her particular arena, one of the best, one of the GOATs. I mean, I don't know this lady. We're talking about a short window of time of her presentation that I've been able to examine, but she's looking damn good out here. And going from that to Michael Jordan not even know how to make a layup, or LeBron James not even know how to shoot a free throw. How did the GOAT go from being a GOAT to not even looking like they've ever played a game before? Because that's what it looks like. All of Ann Taylor's previous moves to her now saying her client was driving around while 4 people were murdered. Young lady, ain't nowhere in hell we can go for that. Now, a couple of people jumped in my comment section because, like I say, and I don't take shots at people. Listen, man, I'm so straightforward. If I take a shot at your ass, it's gonna be a shot at your ass. I don't know, respectfully, you don't know me, I don't know you. I don't have a reason to water down anything that I'm saying. You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 followers. Perfect segue, guys. I haven't done this, but I'm probably about to go ahead and turn monetization on this channel. So I don't know what that means. That may bother some of your guys' ears to hear. I've never done it. I've been creating platforms forever. I've never monetize any of them. I'm probably about to turn it on this channel. I don't know what that means because I've never done it, but I understand if that specifically offends some of you guys and you're like, man, why did you do it? I don't know, because we're going to see what that means, and I'm still going to try to do it in a way that takes you guys into consideration, but that's probably about to happen. Also, I want to thank you guys, because when I say I'm straightforward, I am, but as passionate as I am about saying people should be able to accept the truth without being spoon-fed like toddlers, I also, and everybody, you have to realize, even the Bible says speaks the truth in love. And just because I'm not trying to offend people and disrespect people, that doesn't mean I don't need to consider how I say things. And I realize that when people come up on my new videos and they say, oh, I love your channel and I'm going to go back and binge watch all your videos. Well, you're not going to get the same person, because when I did the Gabby Petito series and you guys were making excuses for her like she wasn't an abuser and all these things, when it was clearly on camera that she was, and you needed to make an excuse because you and your misandric feminist bag, I wasn't pulling no punches with y'all ass, because if Bryan was your son, and I mean Bryan Laundry, you wouldn't, and all that happened, you wouldn't sit up there and make excuses for that lady clearly abusing him, and you had 3 people testifying to it, the cops, her, and him. And I wasn't pulling no damn punches about that. And I also wasn't pulling no punches about saying, we're going to get back to Idaho 4. I want to give you guys more of me here too. So give me a second to do that. I wasn't pulling any punches about saying, hey, when women are abused by men and they turn around and murder them or shoot them or stab them or something, they get applauded. They get cheered for taking up for themselves. They get cheered for having had enough and finally standing up for themselves. But in y'all mind, you don't think that men can get to that point in any situation. You don't think that men can get verbally abused, psychologically abused, mentally abused. God, I'm a man, damn it. I've been all of those damn things. And it make you want to finally stand up for yourself, even if that means hurting something. Even if that something or someone is a damn woman that's abusing you. You don't get a pass to be abusive and because you're a female. And if you abuse a damn man, you might push him to the point where he finally stand up for your ass, and you ain't gonna be ready for it most times, because men are more strong and more physically able than, the average woman. Not all women, but mostly. So it's gonna look wrong when he finally stands up for himself and does whatever he does to you. But is it any damn different than it is when a woman finally got tired of it and stood up for herself? If a woman can do it, then I don't know why in your mind a man can't. I'm just saying that's how I was talking to y'all back then. But I realized, hey man, you don't know me like that. So it's gonna come off a certain way. You're gonna do what most people have done when they come to my platforms. You're gonna think I'm saying, hey man, men should be able to do things to women that shouldn't be done. No, I'm saying humans. I'm always talking about humanity, guys. Humans. The rules are the same for all of us. Treat people the way, that golden rule that all of us learned when we was kids, especially Americans. That don't change because of your gender. You don't get to do certain things because of your gender. You don't have to accept certain treatment because of your gender. We all deserve to be treated as humans. We all deserve to stand up for ourselves. This is the bottom line. We all don't need to be out here abusing no damn body. It's just not teach your sons that there's never a reason to put their hands on a woman. It's also teach your damn daughter it's never a reason to put your hands on a man. And whether that hands on, we can take that figuratively or literally, we're talking about being abusive. It's not acceptable for anybody to be abusing anybody. But once again, I realize the world I'm living in, so I can't necessarily say that. If I want the message to resonate and reverberate, I can't say it the way that I would say it, like I'm talking to my homeboys or my homegirls, because they know me. They know my passion is for humanity. Y'all don't. Y'all catching video clips, you catching a tweet or whatever, so it's seeming like I'm a misogynist. Man, I don't talk misogyny with people who are blind to misandry. So I wouldn't even be having that conversation with strangers. I don't talk misogyny with people who are blind to misandry, because both of them exist. But misandrists love to pretend that doesn't exist. Let me get back to the Idaho 4. I'm just saying that because I see you guys in the comments like I love you. I had to grow, and that's what I wanted to say. I thank God that I remember. Part of that was being just fellowshipping with you guys in the comments and whatnot. I'm seeing, and it's like, okay, these are the humans I'm talking about, so it's worth me taking the time, not to water down, but to rethink and, reprogram my message to say it. I know how they think. I know they don't know me. I know all the things I just said. So therefore, let me just re-articulate my message in a way that they can actually get what I'm saying, because all they're going to get is a snapshot. They might not even watch all the videos. They might not even see all the tweets. They don't see me and know me on a day-to-day basis. They don't see when I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So they're going to get a perception that may not be true if I don't take the time to re-articulate the message. It's worth that. It has been working. It has been profitable. And I just wanted to thank you guys for that. Back to the Idaho 4. So then, because I don't know where I left off at, I was somewhere and ain't nowhere in hell you want us to believe this driving thing. But then I'm seeing the comments and people are like, and I'm sorry, this video is probably going to be a bit longer than the other ones. I'm seeing people in the comments like, hey man, this and this and this. And so now I'm rethinking things. And like I said, I had a chance to go back and read the motion. I had a chance, somebody sent me the link to when his neighbor, I guess we'll start there. His neighbor was saying, hey man, this guy's out at night. I said, I want to make the video a little about me, right? I'm usually now up all night, guys. This is what I do for a long time. I'm 15, 14, 13, 12 years old. I know I said that backwards, and I may have skipped a number, but I used to literally sneak out of my house just to walk around at night. Literally sneak out of my house to walk around at night. Now, it wasn't about sneaking out. It wasn't about walking around. It was about the serenity of nighttime. I said it earlier. I'm sorry if it offends you. I'm more comfortable alone. Even though loneliness gets lonely, I'm more comfortable alone because it's something about humans that just makes me uncomfortable. I've been like that all my life. So being able to go out at nighttime and enjoy nature and just see the beautifulness of God's creation, you can hear the serenity. You can feel it reverberate through your body and your soul and your limbs and stuff because nobody's there. Every once in a while, a car will pass by you, but you mostly just see the trees, you see the moonlight, you see the stars. Where I'm from, you got stars. They don't even have stars in Miami. Can you imagine? That's crazy. Anyway, all of that was just wonderful to me. It was just so serene to me, and it refueled me. So when I was young, I used to do that. I still do that now. I don't necessarily go out and drive and stuff, but even though I do like that, but I still do that now. Back when I was home in Savannah, I don't do it now because I don't know Miami like that. But I was home in Savannah, I used to go to the gym in the middle of the night. I used to go running in the middle of the night. I just like it. And I know for sure I'm not the only one. So I'm not worried. I'm not necessarily puzzled about Bryan saying he was driving. That's not strange to me. And then when you couple that with the fact that his neighbor said, this is his neighbor, somebody who, the lady literally said, number one, he was a night owl. We would hear him up at night going to the restroom. We would hear him up at night vacuuming the floor and everything. So it makes sense that he would be up at night. And this was a lady that had nothing to gain by telling these stories because she also said, hell, it got on my nerves. There were times when I wanted to say something to him about it, complain about it, but I didn't. I let it go. Now, once again, this is being reported by a media source. Google it. I'll maybe put the link in the description. I don't know. But his neighbor said this. If they're lying, someone's lying on her, it's the media source, not me. I'm just tying that to the fact that this man was a night owl, but that doesn't change anything for me, sir. It's a difference in being a night owl who's up at night and a night owl who takes random drives at night. You need to be able to corroborate that story, sir. 4 people were murdered, and I said that so passionately in the video that you guys are most probably not going to get. You're not just going to bring us, hey, yeah, my neighbor did say I was up at night. Ann Taylor's smart. She's seen that report. If it's true, she's going to connect that to her case. But you're not just going to bring, I like you, I love your presentation, Ms. Ann Taylor, but I'm not on your side, I'm on the side of justice. You're not just going to bring that to us, to me, attached with that story and that, that testimony from his neighbor and say, okay, with this car, that don't corroborate nothing to me. It just corroborates the fact that this man like to be up at night. It don't corroborate the fact, especially after you tell us there is no one who can corroborate his locations specifically that night. It don't corroborate the fact that he was out driving that night. That shit still sound ultra suspicious to me. I'm sorry for the people who just believe that Bryan is innocent. I don't mean to offend you. I'm just saying I'm not on your side. I'm on the side of justice. And if 4 people were murdered, your ass in jail for it. You just can't come to me and tell me you were somewhere randomly driving and can't nobody tell us that that's true. And no, sir, it don't work like that. I need more. But more from the comments, right? I said I need more from the comments. Okay, cool. You're out driving. You admit that. It kind of goes with the PCA. Somebody else said that. But then somebody pointed out to me something that I forgot. This is why I appreciate you guys. Okay, you're still in your car, sir. So we're still needing to see we need to see some blood specks. We need to see some clothes you had. We need to see something. Y'all telling me Bryan was using gloves to take out his garbage. Somebody came in the comment section and asked this. You set yourself up. I'm not trying to take a shot at you. You set yourself up. How many times have you used gloves to put your trash in your neighbor's trash bin? That's what they asked in the comment section. When was the last time or how many times? I said, I don't know which question you want me to answer first. I'm going to be honest with you guys. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm remembering in my mind right now when I was using gloves to stuff trash in my neighbor's trash can. It was when I was moving from Savannah, Georgia to Miami, Florida. If you ever moved before, you know you have a lot of junk, man. They also had a huge trash bin next door. I'm snitching on myself. At the retirement home, they were doing some work over there, some remodeling, so they had one of those, the big dumpsters, like the big strong tins that's probably like 40 or 50 feet long, I'm not sure, that you put a lot of trash in. I literally drug my own couches and stuff over there and threw them in there myself. So not only was I using that, and I didn't use gloves for that. I probably used the work gloves for that, but I'm going in my neighbor's trash can, and this neighbor Nobody was living in there, but they still would have been considered my neighbors. Nobody was actually living in that house, but the trash bins were still there, right? And I had too much trash in mine already. So, of course, I put on gloves when I take out my trash. What the hell are you talking about? I don't touch trash cans. So, damn it, I'm damn sure going to put on some gloves. And I had on gloves. I went to my neighbor's door. Nobody was living there, but the trash can was there. And I put some empty boxes that I had in there. I folded them up the right way so as many could fit as possible, and I put them in there. I'm just saying, a lot of the things that you guys think are strange ain't strange to some of us who live a different life. And that don't make us murderers. It's strange to me that I can go into a restaurant. I'm about to go to the coffee shop now and edit this video, Lord willing, and 99% of the people will come in there and sit down and not wash their hands and eat. That aggravates me to no end. I watch you touch your phone. I watch you grab the door handle when you coming in. I watch the dude and the lady sitting in the next stall blow their noses. I watch them go and touch all the door handles and all the things that you're about to touch. I watch people go to the bathroom and not wash their hands and come out and touch all the things that you're about to touch. I watch people do so many filthy things and touch all of the things that you're going to touch, and then you go and sit down at the table and you eat your food and washing your hands never cross your mind. That's weird as hell to me. Should I think that make you a murderer? I think it just makes you, it's weird and filthy to me. I'm sorry if you're one of the people that do that. I'm just being honest. We all don't live the same lives, and our extracurricular habits or perky habits or whatever you want to call them don't mean that we're criminal. So a lot of these things are lining up that people are trying to point to say Bryan is guilty don't make Bryan guilty to me. But when 4 people are murdered and you're arrested for it, sir, and we say, hey, man, you were out driving around at night and nobody can corroborate that story, sir. Now I'm back to the side of the coin that your ass was involved. But maybe you're not necessarily the main culprit. This is why I'm taking y'all through how my mind thinks. I'm about to try to wrap this video up. So now I get to read the motion response, whatever it's called, the Ann Taylor files. And now she's bringing it home for me, guys. Remember, I don't mean no disrespect to nobody, but I'm not on the side of the Bryanators, and I'm not on the side of the people who somehow know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Bryan is innocent. I'm not. I'm on the side of justice, meaning I don't know. I'm just judging what's been given to us. So Ann Taylor says a lot in her motions. I'm gonna bounce all over the place and try to cover as much as I remember. The first thing I want to touch on that she says is this right here. And it makes me back to where I was at. It makes me more reassured than Ann Taylor and more reassured about Bryan. Because when I first heard this, your ass driving around, you've heard a lot of how I feel about it. But what she says in the motion, and what I'm going to start with saying what she said, it reassures me to get back to where I was at. Ann Taylor said everything, but she ended her response like this. And if you have any issue with what we're saying, because what she was saying was she was asking the court, and she said you could do this, tell the prosecution to stop trying to force Bryan to give a specific alibi. You can do this. We have met the requirements of an alibi. Up until this point, we have met the requirements of an alibi. I'm going to try to look at it and read this to y'all real quick, because I understood most of it. She said, oh, hell, I had it and then popped off the screen. I said I was going to start at the end of what she said, but I got to build up to that so we can understand it. Ann Taylor said, oh, she was on their ass. If I can't remember, if I can't find it, I'm going to just read it. I'm going to state it verbatim. Okay. Counsel for Mr. Kohlberger is aware the case law broadens the definition of alibi with the statutory requirement of a specific location to more broadly include disclosure of information that tends to state the person claiming alibi was at a place other than the location of the offense. Mr. Kohlberger has complied to the extent possible at this time. Now, what that says to me, and you go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong right here. The case law, alibi is saying where you were at specifically at the time of the crime, right? But she says that there's more case law that broadens that definition to say, I can just tell you I wasn't at the place of the crime. That's what Ann Taylor is saying. Ann Taylor is saying that my argument is that we don't have to tell you specifically where we were at right now. We can just tell you we weren't at the damn crime scene. Remember I said this is restoring my faith back in Bryan and Taylor and their case and his possible innocence. Now, I said that because I want to get to the point where everything that I'm about to go over after this is how she ended it. She literally said, let me read it verbatim again. This is why I love this lady, man. She's not playing with y'all ass, man. Like I said in the other video, she's not playing. She got y'all backs against the wall, and she wants y'all to know she's not playing. I want to read this, man. The court may exempt Mr. Kohlberger from further inquiry. Stop asking us to give a damn specific alibi. We don't have it for your ass, and I'm about to go over why she says they don't, if you don't already know and haven't read this. Mr. Kohlberger requests such an exception at this time. Continue inquiry at this juncture delves into his case investigation as well as protected work product. Now dig this. In support of an exemption, in support of the court ordering the prosecution to stop asking us for our damn evidence, for our case investigation, for a specific alibi, in support of this, Mr. Kohlberger is prepared to provide further detail in an ex parte hearing with the damn court. I looked that up because I wanted to be sure. And I'm going to make it short for you because we already at 30 minutes. And Taylor said, listen, bro, I ain't got nothing for the prosecution. I'm going to break down real quick my understanding of why she's saying this. And if the court wants to know why I ain't got nothing for him right now, we can holler on the side. We can go out for lunch. I can take you out to eat or whatever, and I can tell you, you know what I mean? Obviously, you got to do it in a legal setting. I'm just being exaggerating saying out for lunch. But listen, man, I can pull you to the side, pull your coat, and let you know. I got proof of why I ain't telling them shit right now. I got the proof. I can tell you, Judge. I can tell the court. I ain't telling them shit. Now, I was a little confused because it said the other side can object to this, but ex parte means just me and you politicking. It don't mean the other side being involved. So now Ann Taylor is asking for, in essence, the same damn privilege that they had with the grand jury. Let me holler at the court without your ass being there. How about that? And why I want to do it is to prove to you, this is why we don't need to give a specific alibi this time. So while that restores my faith in their case and in Bryan's possible innocence, because she, once again, like I said in the last video, bro, it seems like they're being slick, and that's what the media and the Bryanators are going to want to tell you, and they're not going to read this and break it down. That's what somebody else said. They said it in the comments, and I had to admit it, because the video I made last night, if I would have put that out, I would have made myself look like an emotional fool. I didn't have nothing but emotions and pissed offness when I made that video. But when I went and researched it and added some facts to it, I'm like, yo, they gonna try to make this look like it ain't what it is. Like, Aunt Taylor, I'm still not hiding. I'm just not telling you anything. I'm playing the same damn game you playing. I got what it takes. I just ain't telling you because that's what you want. But Judge, I know how this goes. I can't just be asking you for nothing. I can't tell Daddy I want to go to the prom. I'm only 16. I'm going to take this girl to the prom. And, oh, Dad, I also need you to stop and get us some alcohol and drinks, but I'm going to be responsible. That don't make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense. Dad probably ain't agreeing to that anyway, but if he agrees to it, I have to tell him very reasonable explanations of why he should agree to it. It's that serious. They trying to murder this man. And that's what Ann Taylor's saying. They need to stop asking my client for any damn thing. And Judge, if you want to know why, I can tell you, I can give you articulable explanations of why I'm requesting this. I'm requesting that you make them stop asking, and I can explain to you why. But I ain't telling them nothing. And now, let's get back into her whys, man. Ann Taylor is saying a lot, bro. Bethany Funk, your ass still on the hook. I'm so pissed off at you still. Ann Taylor said, listen, through expert testimony, cross-examination, and a few other things, Bryan's alibi that night will be confirmed. She said through expert testimony, cross-examination of prosecution witnesses and other things, Bryan's testimony will be confirmed. I damn near want to read that to y'all, but that ain't how she started. She started by saying, hey man, we got some witnesses and we don't want them to be excluded because we're not giving them up right now. Because we know that the court can do that. The court can exclude our witnesses if we bring them up at the last minute, air quotes there, because we brought them up at the last minute. Man, this lady is so damn efficient, bro. You need to go read that motion. Ann Taylor, you need to go read that motion because it's going to let you know that whatever the media and the Bryanators are going to try to make this alibi, this /air alibi look like, it's not that. Ann Taylor, we're not hiding from nothing. What's going on is we are having trouble getting evidence. We're having trouble getting disclosure.
Hyperactive ass. Discovery, sir. Discovery.
From the prosecution. And that's holding up our case, and they're doing it on purpose. Now, I said this in the video before, guys. You hear my passion, so let me calm down a little bit. I'm not really mad at either side on this. I just can't be unless they're actually intentionally perverting justice, which I have no way of knowing right now. We'll have to wait to see if it ever even comes out. But I've already said this. These are games that they're playing chess here. The prosecution is going to hold back as much as they can until they can't anymore. The defense is going to do the same damn thing. And that's all this is we're seeing right here, in my estimation. They're both giving as little as possible while trying to get as much as possible to build their case for a successful victory. I don't have a problem with that. You believe this man is guilty. You believe this man is innocent. I want you to do as much as you can to prove your side of the case. That's what you're supposed to do. I would be upset if you weren't. But I have a problem with y'all holding Bethany back. Why are you hiding her? If they're saying, hey, and maybe the prosecution could tell me if I was in their meetings or whatever, I would be like, oh, nah, that is what we need to do. But if they're saying, Ann Taylor is adamant, and it gotta be Bethany. That's who they was keying in on. They wasn't keying in on nobody else. And she's saying, hey, man, once we get to cross-examine these prosecution witnesses, you're going to see that, damn it, Bryan wasn't at the scene that night. Who in the hell is she talking about? She's not saying it like, oh, maybe. She's saying, damn it, you're going to see. You're going to see he wasn't at the scene that night. If I'm the prosecution, I'm thinking, damn, let me talk to this person. So I got two conclusions here. Either Ann Taylor has a poker face out of this world and she's bluffing like hell, or the prosecution is hiding something that they shouldn't be hiding. I don't know. Let me go on. Let me read a little bit over this. She's saying that they've received a lot of evidence, but a lot of the evidence that they have received, they've had to beg for. She said the defense only received on July the 27th, which was a couple of days ago, a copy of the testimony the state chose to elicit, a copy of it, and review is under the way. The defense had to obtain investigative materials from the state's investigative counterparts, the FBI, through an order compelling the state to provide such material. The state made a draft disclosure just 2 weeks ago. The sufficiency of these disclosures is currently being analyzed. She's saying, yo, bro, we getting the information at the last possible minute. We're going over it. This information is keeping us from giving you what you want, and all you got to do is give us what we want, and we'll give you what you want. Now, once again, I said the Bryan haters are going to try to make that look a certain way, but to be fair, the Bryan defenders are going to try to make that look a certain way too. Because I've already seen it, guys. I don't know if any of these sides are in the wrong for doing their job. What are you talking about? Because that's what they're doing. It may seem wrong that they're not disclosing certain evidence in a timely fashion, but look at who's calling it timely. If you're upset that they're not telling Bryan's alibi on time, why aren't you upset that the prosecution isn't giving up the disclosing the information that the defense need on time? If you're upset that the defense isn't giving up and vice versa, let me just say that before I twist my words. Why are you mad that one side is waiting to the last possible minute to give up evidence and information, but you're not mad that the other side is doing it? Because they both are doing it. They both are doing it, and they're doing it. If you've been a true crime fan for any amount of time, they're doing it because that's what you do when you're presenting your case, when you're building your case. I just like the fact, I'm more so on Ann Taylor's side because I like the fact that she's saying, and maybe I should have read the prosecution's motion to compel before I made this video, but I like the fact that Ann Taylor is not hiding. She's not tag teaming the media in. She's not tag teaming anybody else in. She's saying, this is what we got. She's talking like I talk. I'm just going to be straightforward with you. Hey man, give me what I need and I'll give you what you need. That ain't what the prosecution seems to be saying to me. The prosecution seems to be saying, hey man, just give me what I need. Give me what I need, give me what I need. It looks a little suspicious there. And then when you couple that with the fact that Ann Taylor ends it by saying, hey man, if you want to hear court, if you want to hear judge why we're saying they need to stop asking for our alibi, then I will tell you. But I'm not telling them because they're not telling us what we need. And what we know what they're trying to do. She said it. They're trying to dig into Bryan's investigation.
Investor what?
They're trying to dig into his work process. And by him, she just means their case that they're building for his defense. They just want our information so they can build a case around him based on that. And that's not how this is going to go. I love her for that. The driving at night thing, it bothers me, guys. It bothers me. The driving at night thing bothers me. I've already told you I'm a night owl. I know night owls. I know me and Bryan aren't the only night owls. His neighbor testified that he was a night owl. I don't have a problem with that. I'm on the side of justice though, bro. The driving at night thing bothers me. I'm going to say that needs to be corroborated. I get it. There was still no blood in his car. There was still no... But for me, I can't erase the part because I couldn't do this because I'm not a criminal, but it's not beyond me to know that somebody with a little legal expertise or criminal expertise, and then they were also like an OCD type person, what you guys call OCD, extra clean and a germaphobe, that they could conceive of a way to pull off this crime. And now I'm telling you guys, this is what you should have got in the other video too. I was in my bed. When I go in the house, my mind turns off. I cannot create content when I'm home. I've been like this for 10 years. I don't know why. Once my foot hits that threshold, it's over with for me, guys. It's just over with for me. I can't do nothing. I've tried. It just doesn't work. I literally have to go to the coffee shop or sit in my car to create content. That's the only time my brain functions to work. So last night when I was in my bed and I seen that, I was so riled up, I had to come to my car. Man, listen. I have a full damn bodysuit. It's going to sound crazy to you guys. And if a murder happened to me and I was accused of it, you would use this to say that I was part guilty. I have a full bodysuit because once I get in the shower, I'm not going back outside. I don't want the germs and the dust and the dirt blowing through the air from outside on my body when I get in my bed. That just freaks me out to think that I'm taking all of that in my bed and I'm rolling around in it at night. A lot of people don't mind. I do. So therefore, on the rare occasions when I have to go outside at night, bro, I wear my sleeves, my arms are covered full sleeves, my feet are covered full sleeves, my legs are covered full sleeves. The only thing that may be out is my face. I'm telling you, may be out, because I damn near put on one of my masks. But then when I go back in the house, I still take a rag and I wipe my body out. That's how that works. So it's not beyond me that somebody like Bryan and who like us could conceive, anybody could, but definitely people like us could conceive of a way to keep all of those evidences of that crime out of his personal areas. I'm sorry. I know you don't want me to say that if you're on Bryan's side, but I have to tell the truth here. It's not beyond me. I know how far we go out of the way to keep ourselves, air quotes, clean and to keep our bodies and our personal spaces away from things that we don't want in them. I'm telling you. I deal with my house and my car and everything the same way, guys. You would not believe it. If you see me, a lot of people see me. They be like, yeah, that's a lot, bro. I don't mind you thinking it's a lot. It makes me comfortable to live my life. So the car thing bothers me. The driving at night thing bothers me, sir. And I'm going to end the video by saying this right here. I'm not just going to buy that. I'm not going to say that makes you guilty of anything. It matches the PCA. It matches what your neighbor said about you being a night owl. I'm not going to say it makes you guilty of anything. But on the foundation that 4 people were murdered, sir, not just you being a night owl, but the fact that you also drive around at night randomly. That you also randomly, like this evidence set forth, this alibi set forth claims, you randomly just drive around at night. That needs to be known, sir. That needs to be evidence. That needs to be corroborated. Even if where you at specifically that night isn't, somebody needs to factually corroborate. Matter of fact, multiple people, and arguably somehow that story needs to be corroborated, sir, that you like to drive around randomly at night. I'm just telling you, because other than that, sir, your ass is involved in this, and I ain't letting you off the hook. I don't give a damn who is. Y'all be safe. Innocent until.